Yes, guys, CMO 102, another player profile. I do promise you, this is my fucking last one, because obviously I've been belting out a few videos of late, and especially today where it's all been player profiles. This was another requested video on an old favourite of mine as a player, you know. I think absolute great player, but I'll talk to you about CM first, and it's minimal because he's an ageing player in the game. As you can see, 40 years of age. I can't tell you jack shit about him. I don't know how good he is, but of course, again, something that I always fail to do, keep an eye for his regen. Chris Waddle, balance 13, bravery 12, flair 15. So he's got some good attributes in those specific areas that don't alter on a regen, and if he comes back with dribbling 17 and pace 17 like he is as he's started a game here, he could be a decent player. Attacking midfielder, right centre. So you know, Chris Waddle, you can see he starts the game at Worksop, which obviously is well, they're not who's that? They're not in an active league. So that's him. But in terms of from a player perspective, now Chris Waddle, in real life, I followed Chris Waddle. I used to think he was an amazing player, and I saw some of his free kicks, and I thought he was brilliant. That's why I followed Sheffield Wednesday, because he moved to Sheffield Wednesday in '92, and he hit over 100 games, and I thought he was great, and he had some free kicks. I mean, even when he moved to Bradford, he scored 96. What would he have been about? So 96, 97, so what was that, 4 years? So he'd been about 30, 35, 36, 30, whatever, and he'd still score some absolute stunning goals. I thought he was an absolute great player. But his career isn't just what I've just said there. I mean, I think anyone that knows Chris Waddle, knows any history, will know what he was known for, and that was, of course, missing a decisive penalty at Italy 90, which in the semi-finals of the World Cup against West Germany. I say decisive penalty, it was a decisive one, although that Stuart Pearson missed one anyway. But, you know, and it is harsh. I know there's a lot of football players, past and present, that have been in that position. But as you can see right there, 62 caps for England and 6 goals. But his career spans back a lot. I mean, all my notes that I wrote down, I don't even know who some of these teams are, but he was a Geordie. I thought he was a Geordie anyway. He first started playing for a team called Tolaw Town. Now, I don't know who the fuck they are, I don't know what the fuck they are, but he didn't make any games, and his first proper contract was Newcastle United in 1980, 170 odd games for Newcastle, before moving, of course, to Spurs. Now, for 4 years at Spurs, you may remember who was known as Hoddle and Waddle. Then, of course, whilst I said this about Gascoigne, about moving, one of the first to move abroad. Well, he wasn't, obviously, because obviously Ian Rush moved abroad, but Waddle was one that moved abroad as well. He went to Marseille, and to be fair, you know, I've got all my notes in front of me here. So Newcastle 170 games, Spurs 138, Marseille 107. Now the Newcastle included 46 goals in total, 33 in total for Spurs, 22 for Marseille. So, to be fair, you know, he was prolific in terms of playing. He went to Wednesday in 92, 4 years, and another 100 odd games. I think he had a loan spell from Wednesday in the last stages at Falkirk. Then, of course, he went to Bradford. And then he was really, I would say, a journeyman almost. You know, Bradford, Sunderland, Burnley, Torquay, and the next real big team, not big team, but the team where he made a lot of appearances was none other than Worksop, where he went on to make 60 appearances until 2002. So he was there for a couple of seasons. 60 minutes, and then he ended up after there, Glapwell, never heard of him. Stocksbridge Park Steels, never heard of him. Now, this next thing that I wrote down, this is quite interesting, right? So he finished at Glapwell and Stocksbridge Park Steels. He was there in 2002. So he must have really moved around in 2002. And I wrote down, I don't know how much of this is true, in 2013/14 season, so that would have made him 52 years of age, he had one game for Hallam. Now, I don't even know who the fuck Hallam are, but he had one game that season. In total, he had over 663 appearances domestically, 126 goals. So certainly did very, very well. 97 to 98, as I said, he was at Burnley. But so this was obviously before CM, but he had a managerial stint at Burnley. I don't even know how that even how that got on, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to see if if I wrote anything. I didn't find anything else, to be honest with you. I mean, there's going to be stuff out there, I'm sure. That there is Wikipedia out there. I don't know how true Wikipedia is, but I mean, I did write something down, actually. Just a little fact here for Chris Waddle. As I said, he was playing for. To Law Town. Now, I don't even know who they are, but I believe they were just some non-league team. I don't think they're even a team. But he was working in food processing, like a seasoning factory. And although he had trials at Sunderland and Coventry, Newcastle took him as a 19-year-old in July 1980, and they paid this team, Tow Lane Town, whoever the fuck they are, £1,000. Believe it or not, they paid £1,000. But I think they were just like a local regional team, I can only imagine, this Tow Lane Town. So I don't know. If you know anything more about them, do let me know. And of course, Newcastle, he got his move to Spurs. The Hoddle and Waddle thing worked really well. And that is Chris Waddle. So if you've got any experience of Waddle, particularly on the game, on his regens, if you've got anything you want to add to his real life history, share it with me, share it with us. It's always good to know. Till next time from me, guys, take it easy.